Hey, another video, and this time it is about envy or extreme jealousy. And that is actually one of the sins in the Bible. And we see it very often in this world where people want to drag other people down to feel themselves better. So they spend time criticizing other people instead of investing that time in themselves to improve themselves. So it's easier to drag someone on a lower level than having to work on yourself. So that's what this video is about. We all know about the Bible envy, that Cain, he killed his brother Abel, and that was out of extreme jealousy. And the Bible says that you have to should not focus on what others have, but be content, be what you yourself have, and be happy when other people have success. Because envy is rottenness to the bones in Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. But if you have bitter envy and self-seeking in your hearts, do not boast and lie against the truth. In James chapter 3, verse 14. So rejoice with those who rejoice. Romans chapter 12, verse 15. But yes, we live in a world where people have trouble being happy for other people out of jealousy. And I have a personal experience with that. While I was rereading my diaries, I was a French teacher at a language school, and so in 2011, I was working there for maybe 10 years already. And I was called into the director's office, both the manager and my immediate boss. So I was getting a little bit nervous, thinking maybe something bad had happened. So they made me sit down while they were still standing up. And they started by saying that the group that I had taught during the absence of my colleague was very happy with my tailor-made classes and creative way of teaching. So I thought, okay, that's a nice compliment. However, this difference in quality of teaching compared to my colleague made the students want me as their teacher instead of the other one. So I already knew that my style of teaching worked well because of my high success rate. And I was actually happy to hear that, because that means that I'm giving a good service, right? However, the story got a twist, and it ended up being a backhanded compliment, as they told me colleagues were more important than students. So I should teach in the same way as they did. So I was confused, as for me, I think a variety in teaching styles makes the team stronger. And we adhere to the same curriculum, and the learning goals are still the same. So when I brought this up, they said that the School of Public Service preferred a more lecture-styled instead of interactive style teaching. So to be honest, with my work experience teaching French as a second language to adults, the fun and interactive way has a lot better results than the boring open your book, page 39, exercise 12, fill in the blanks while I read my newspaper style. Anyways, they asked me to adjust the quality of my teaching to be equal of that of my colleagues. I'm not kidding you. I said thank you for telling me, and I'll take that into consideration for my career path. And a week later, I requested a meeting with them again. And this time I did not sit down and announced I was leaving. I was starting my own language school where my students would be getting the best quality service possible. The surprised look on their faces. Yes, for them, their business model was not investing in better teachers, but keeping status quo and get the hourly wages. For me, I wanted to invest in best quality teachers for my students in order to have a higher success rate and therefore a better reputation. So instead of putting money first, you put quality of service first, and then the money will follow. So in my humble opinion, dragging a teacher down is a far worse decision than improving the quality of the team. And of course, this was in government. So basically, you have to do what you're told. And when you go out of the box, then they drag you down to their level. But of course, it would be a lot better if they listened to any improvements that can be made to make, the service a lot more enjoyable and effective. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting example because in my life I was a kind of an insecure person about myself, but in my work ethics, I excelled. I was really good, and my students were very happy. I'm rereading my diaries and the feedback from my students, and it gives me such a good feeling because some people want to criticize you for other things just to make you feel worse than you are. And that's of course the world we live in, but I think you should stay close to your values. And because if you stand for nothing, then you fall for anything. So that's my video of today. Bye.